Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this little no-sew plushy frog. I think he's so cute. Here's a little 360 of him. I was thinking about making him a little accessory, like either a top hat or a bow tie. I haven't decided yet. To start this project, you're going to need some chunky yarn, and I am using Baby B Snugs and Kisses in the color Baby Jade. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I'm actually going to start with a skein that I already have open before I get into that. You'll need some plastic safety eyes. I don't know what size these are. Mine are all just in a little box with little compartments. I don't have any of the sizes on them. I just grab what I think will work best. So you'll need some safety eyes, or you can crochet your own eyes if you prefer that. You will need scissors, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, and I'm using a 7mm hook. You may need to go up or down depending on your tension, but that is what I'm using. This yarn does call for a 9mm hook. So I went down 2 hook sizes. And then you're also going to need some scrap yarn for his mouth if you want him to have a mouth, and then of course Poly-Fil. I actually stuffed this little guy with a bunch of yarn scraps I had because I thought, why not? I need to use them up somehow. So he's full of yarn, and I think that's pretty neat. So let's get started. You're going to start with a magic ring, and personally, I don't enjoy making a magic ring with plush yarn because it always ends up snapping when I go to tighten. So I start my ring with a piece of just scrap yarn. This is acrylic yarn. So I'm going to start my magic ring this way. Flip that over. And inside of your magic ring, you will be making 8 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this is the part where you'll want to tighten, and then I'm just going to make a knot out of these 2 ends, so it'll just be hidden in here, and I like to kind of tie it around that tail piece. So I just make 3 little knots, and I just pull them as tight as I can. So we've got 8 single crochet in our magic ring. I'm going to grab my placeholder, and I just hang it over where my first stitch will be. So after you've got your 8 single crochets, you're going to make a round of increases, which is just 2 single crochets in each stitch from that previous round. And then you will have 16 when you get to the end of your increase round. Okay, once you've got your 16 single crochets, we're going to start round 3. So in that first stitch, you're going to make a single crochet. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 2 in the next, and you're going to do that all the way around. And you will end up with 24 at the end of this round, 24 single crochets. Okay, I've completed 24 single crochets, and I forgot to mention you're also going to need some kind of yarn if you do want to make a mouth, some kind of yarn. I used just weight for acrylic yarn. For round 4, you're going to make 6 single crochets. So in the next stitch, after you've got your 6 single crochets, you're going to make a bobble stitch with 5 double crochets. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you're going to repeat that process. So don't finish off that second part of the double crochet. You're just going to yarn over, insert it into the same space, yarn over, pull through 2 until you have done that 5 times. And after the 5th, you'll yarn over, pull through the 2, and you should have 6 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 6, and then you can just push that out to make it pop out, and that's his little leg. So the next stitch might get a little bit lost, so just be mindful of that so you don't end up missing a stitch. You're going to make 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then after you've made 5 single crochets, you're going to make the other leg, and you're just going to do the same thing. 5 double crochets in the same stitch, not finishing them off. Just pulling through the first 2 each time. So remember, 6 loops on your hook at the end, pull through all 6, and then don't miss that stitch after it because it might get a little bit hidden. You're going to finish the round with 11 single crochets, and you can just push that little bump out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. For round 5, 6, and 7, you're just going to single crochet all the way around for 3 rounds. So 3 rounds of 24 single crochets. I'll meet you back after I've completed my 3 rounds. Okay, so I have just completed round 7. So we are going to be moving on to round 8, and this is the round where we will be making his arms. So you're going to single crochet 6, and in the next stitch we're going to make his arm. You're going to do the same thing you did with the feet, but we're only going to do it with 4 double crochets. So his arms are just a little bit smaller than his legs. You're going to do the 4 double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through the first 2, and just continue that. And after the 4th, you will have 5 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 5, and then just pop his little arm out. And then again, don't lose that stitch right there. The bobble sometimes can cover it up. You're going to make 6 more single crochet. And then you're just going to make his other arm same way with 4 double crochets. And then you will single crochet 10, and that will end that round. Okay, I just completed round 8. Now we're going on to round 9, and this is going to be a decrease round. So you're going to single crochet in the first stitch and decrease the next. And that is what you'll do for the entire round. A single crochet and then a decrease. And then you should end up with 16 stitches at the end. So for round 10, you're going to just decrease all the way around. So you will end up with 8 stitches at the end of round 10. And then once you've completed round 10 or even round 9, you could have, you can start stuffing. And I just like to break mine up a little bit and stuff it in just different sections. So we completed round 10. We've decreased as far as we're going to, and now we're going to start increasing again. So for round 11, you're going to increase in every single stitch, which will put our count back at 16 at the end of the row. So every stitch, make 2 single crochet, and I will meet you back when I've completed my round. Okay, so I've got my 16 single crochet, and now we're going to do another row of increasing, but we're going to just do a single crochet in the first stitch and then increase in the next, and you're going to do that all the way around, and that will put you back at 24 single crochet. Right, so I've got my 24 single crochet. Now we are going to begin row 13. You're going to make 3 rounds of 24 single crochet. So complete your 3 rounds, making 24 single crochet all the way around. And I will meet you back when we are on row 16. All right, I just completed round 16 or round 15, sorry. So for round 16, this is where we're going to start making his eyes. And you're going to single crochet 8 stitches. After you've single crocheted 8, you're going to make his eye, and we're going to use double crochets again, but it's a little bit different. We're going to make 6 double crochets into the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then after you've made your 6, you're going to pull your hook out. Try not to lose your loop. Might need to pull mine up a little bit. You're going to just pull your hook out, find your first double crochet that you made, insert your hook from front to back, and then grab that loop that you just took off and pull it through. And then that is our first little eyeball, so that's what makes it like poke out sideways. So after the first eye, you're going to make another 8 single crochet. You're going to go into the next stitch and make 6 of those double crochets. And this is going to be his other eye. And you're just going to do the same thing when you have made 6. So I've got 6. You're going to take your hook out, insert it into the first double crochet from front to back, grab that loop, and pull through. So this is the part where I like to insert my eyes. You can place them wherever you want. Mine is after, if you're looking at this eye, I placed it right after the last double crochet, and if you're looking at this eye, I place it right after the first. So that looks pretty good to me. And then I'm just going to put my backs in, and I kind of just pop it out, if that makes sense. because you can't really see it. So I just push it out so I can get my eye backing on. I need one of those tools that pushes them down for you, because this is pretty hard sometimes, especially with thick yarn. So that's the first eye. Oops, I'm gonna take my plastic off. Okay, so got my eyes in, and now we're just going to continue along. So we just made our eye, and then to finish the round, you're going to make 6 single crochets. 1, and then try not to lose that stitch that's behind the eye, just like when we do the legs and arms, how that one stitch does get a little bit hidden. Make sure you guys are single crocheting in that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to start stuffing the head now, you can. For the next row, which is row 17, we're going to do a decrease. We are going to do a single crochet in the first stitch and a decrease in the next. And then you'll do that all the way around, alternating a single crochet and a decrease. And that will put you back at 16 stitches. Get tricky there because my eyeball's in the way. I should have waited around to put it in. That's okay. I got it. So yeah, you could have waited till this round to put your eyes in if you wanted, because you saw the trouble I just had. It wasn't too bad, but... And I'm going to have to open my other skein. I was hoping I'd get through it, but nope. Okay, so we've got 16 single crochets. So for the last row, you're just going to decrease all the way around. And at the end of the round, you will have 8 stitches. And if you're making this with me, let me know in the comments what kind of yarn you decided to go with. Alright, so now I have 8 single crochets, and now we get to cut our yarn. Leave yourself a decent tail, and then just pull that all the way through. Grab your yarn needle, thread your tail through it, and then I like to weave in and out of the stitches and then just pull it tight that way. So I just start by going in this direction for the first one. So that's one, and then I go this way for the next one, and I just alternate all the way around. 2, 3, and I count so that I know I'm getting them all. 4, 5, 6, oops, 7, and 8. And then I just pull tight. I try to do it kind of gently because you never know with this yarn if it's going to snap or not. and that would not be fun to happen at that point. So, and now I'm just going to make like a little knot. So I just pick a random stitch, go through it, and then bring it back through here, and then pull that tight, and then I just weave my end in through whatever stitches. I'm just going to cut that. Here's our frog. So now we just need to make a mouth. So I'm just going to thread it through my yarn needle. So I'm going to go here, pull it out, and then I'm going to take it over here and pull it out. I'm going to leave it just a little bit loose. So I just pull, and then I pull down to where I want it to go. And then I'm gonna try to get it down here as best I can. I'm not good at describing how I'm making the mouth, and I'm sorry about that. I just do it however. Alright, so I got my mouth. That is how you make this little adorable frog. I hope you enjoyed the pattern. Like I said, let me know in the comments what type of yarn you used. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.